to what's the bowl thing and the 10 counters? Do you remember what that was about?
It was about basically there was like 3 different colors in the bowl,
Yeah.
and it was 10 counters in total. So he was pulling out a counter. He did not know if it could be the same counter he's pulling out or a different one.
Yeah.
And you try and count basically how many counters are in there out of 10.
Yeah.
So it could be like more green than blues, but in one of them I think it was 15, one was just 5 extra.
Yeah.
So it was more greens than blue, but there was actually, in reality, was less. Because we didn't actually do enough to figure
I think
it
you've covered it all there. Yeah, good stuff. Bonding. Hey, that's good. We didn't know what colours they were. We knew how many counters. We pulled some out. We were looking at how often a green one came out, and then we used that information to decide whether we could know how many was in there. We could have a good estimate. Okay?
I think it's still recording.
Oh, okay. The next thing, what we're going to do then is, I've got a question for you. Paige knows all about this, she says. She's already done it.
But we all did. We all did. That's
You've all done it.
You said do page 55.
Oh, you did all that.
Because it was on Teams. You said to do.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you would get that far. Okay.
So
Talk me through it then.
Also,
Hazel.
the one thing that was like I think a bit confusing for all of us
Yeah.
was when we had to make the tree diagram for all of the activities in the restaurants you could pick.
Okay.
That was confusing for me.
Yeah. Paige.
So what I had done when I was here, I actually went home and realized that a lot of it was wrong.
Okay.
So my table was wrong actually because I got the question confused, and I thought that it was like you could either go to dinner or go to activity.
Right.
Actually, you can choose one of each. So my list, I didn't know what to do, so I just wrote down that table. But it's not that. It's like it has all the outcomes for like Italian and laser tag, or Italian and
Okay.
go-kart, or Italian.
So how about, should we just make sure that everyone has the correct list and tree diagram? Should we do that in our books? I noticed. Yeah. Rory?
Fun fact, the day before we were in class and we did this, I did this at home.
Okay. So you'd be great. It should be in your book then. All right. Let's just check then that everyone can do the options as a list and a tree diagram. Okay. So you have a piece of paper in front of you, which is makes it a bit easier. But in your book, then, so what are the options? I think I've got.
it was Moroccan.
I'm just going to write it as it is: Italian, Japanese, and Moroccan.
And there was go-kart, laser tag, and arcade. Laser tag, go-kart,
Go-kart. I love go-karting.
It's amazing.
Is it with a C or a K?
Oh, that should be.
Wait, it's
It's the wrong way around, so it doesn't matter.
like a shopping.
I see.
Why is it spelled with a C and it's like a shopping?
I mean, I'm sure you've seen it before.
Right, we all understand? So, if we did it as a list, do you remember the ice cream thing? We had a strategy for deciding all the colours of the flavours of ice cream. So you hopefully had a strategy. So to do it as a list, and you want to share their strategy that they maybe did. Okay?
Well, again, I just thought like all the outcomes that there possibly are.
But what's the strategy?
So if I just take Italian
Okay?
and then go with Italian in every option, so Italian
Okay.
and go-kart, Italian and laser,
Yeah.
Italian and arcade, and then do the same with Japanese,
And then
and the
Italian.
same with
Yeah, that works, doesn't it? That's kind of what we did with the ice cream flavours, isn't it? Have you all got that then? Is that the way you all did it?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then, so you can then do Japanese, go-kart, Japanese, laser tag, I'm shorting it now. Moroccan. Oh, I did the wrong thing there, didn't I? Look how easy it is to do the wrong thing. go-kart, laser tag, arcade.
Which one would you choose? Personally choose.
That's a later question.
It's just like a backup format.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we've got all the possible outcomes, really. I mean, I've not seen one going down, but to be honest, if you did it down,
You can turn your book to the side
yeah.
instead of just saying it's down.
Wouldn't that'd be the same idea. We just turn your page around and then turn it back, it might be going down.
So we kind of go down at the same time when you're writing it's going
I wrote so tiny.
Yeah,
I see, but it works.
guys, can we just confirm how many possible outcomes are there?
a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 outcomes. Does my list agree with that? Were there 9 outcomes? Yeah.
Can I write the money?
Okay, right. Well, that's different. The next thing, guys, is it said using your tree diagram. It said we've now got to consider money. All right, and we've got the fact that family dinner at a restaurant. It says it's a lot cheaper than Bermuda.
Probably America.
That would be
It's definitely America.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
We don't want to
$55.
That's
Do you know what I was looking at something the other day, and it was, I was looking at something. It was about going out in Bucharest in Romania, and someone listed, oh, you could go out and you could have a 3-course meal and a drink, and it was about €15,
what?
which is about $20.
Something in this Canada.
I can't hear, guys. $68 for a Japanese meal, and it's Moroccan is 62. So I can put it on my branches of my tree. It helps me do that. Going to the go-kart, I've done it in a different order, so that makes me pay attention. $59. Now that never changes, but in the future, when we use a tree diagram, if it does change, it really helps us. So I'm going to put 59 on each one of those because it never changes. Laser tag is 64, so I can just put that on each one. You see how it starts? You know, you've got to make it big enough, haven't you? That's why we practice. And then arcade is 30. Yeah. And then we use, I thought you were going to have a really good lesson and write everything down. Don't shake your head at me, you said you were going to have a good one. Doesn't hurt to do things 3 times. Can't see it in that book, it'd be good to have it in that book. Alright, so now we need to know how much each option was. So if I go to the Italian restaurant and then go go-karting, how much does that cost me? How much? Well, we should know. 55 plus 59 is $114.
That's
And she's done laser tag up in. I did it in the wrong order. Look,
I did it wrong.
the next one, look. So this Italian followed by laser tag is 55 plus 64 makes 119. Then we've got 55 plus 30 equals 85. Then the next option, Japanese, well, that's going to be more expensive, isn't it, for each one?
But
Yeah?
it still has good food.
Maybe. 68 plus 59, and this one's 68 plus 64, this one's 68 plus 30, this one's 62 plus 59, 62 plus 64, and this one's 62 plus 30. So, write those down, work out what the answers are. That will probably take us.
Moroccan.
Well, overall, right?
Italian.
Okay, let's take it one at a time.
Italian.
We could go, look, this is one of the cheaper options, which means it is the Italian and arcade.
And then there's also Moroccan.
This is the 90. Basically, look, Japanese with arcade, Moroccan with. I mean, that's makes sense, doesn't it? Because the arcade is the cheapest option.
I mean, it could also rise in prices if you get more tickets.
Yeah.
Actually, the thing I want to do is the most expensive one. I want to do Japanese and laser tag.
No, Japanese and laser tag is